Hello. I'll test the audio with the song. What can I sing? A hymn. All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, communists in Silicon Valley, fuck them all. There's your there's your Harry Seacombe for the day. Yeah, looks like it's working all right. Winner. Probably not really communists in Silicon Valley, are they? The neo-communists. That's a word I like. You know, the likes of Jordan Peterson and Douglas Murray and all these clever people. They like to use loads of intellectual terms. Frankly, I think it muddies the water. I just call them all communists. They are. Neo-communists. I say neo-communists because they basically practice a communist ideology, except they're allowed to keep all of the money. Right? It's like, it's communism for everything they espouse, but you basically get to keep all of the money and fuck your employees over and own a company worth billions and billions of dollars. So fuck them. Commies, right? That's what they are. Why mess with the words, eh? Why make the water muddy? Right. How good's that? The joy of having ADHD, fuck me. I mean, every day they keep proving me right, don't they? I feel like I'm repeating myself all the time now because I've said that before as well. I keep saying shit. And it keeps coming true. They fetishize mental illness because it allows you to be a victim. And also then have some brownie points because they go, oh yeah, but actually mental illness makes you fucking great. So when it suits you, you can go, oh, I'm a victim, give me free stuff. And then when it also suits you, you can go, oh yeah, but having ADHD makes me fucking way cooler than you losers. Anyway, 62 viewers, that's not bad for a kicking off, is it? Oxbridge Pleasantries, Two-Tone AM, Ian McMahon, Tommy Walker's fucked off, doesn't matter, but thanks for sticking your head in. Thanks for sticking your head in anyway. Glenn Parker, Charles, How the Devil, Craig Hewitt, Jeremy Sanders, John Hunter, Carl Burton, alright mate, Kate, nicely polished spanner, I like it, Carl Pollard, Lee Evans, Rathschild, James Flowers, Ed Forbes, Sergio, good evening. Who else have I missed? Stu Flyboy Ray, how you doing? Mark, Ed Forbes, David Scott, Sloth Bear, been a while, how you doing? Dave Parker, Zardoz, you're always in Zardoz, you're a regular. And that's about it, isn't it? Ragnar's here, Andy Cooper, Gene Morgan, I think that's about it, right? I don't want to double up. Chris Collin, Vincent, Kevin Hood, Mr. Spoon, Denise Trott, Holly Anforth, and stick 'em up punk. It's the fun-loving conservative. Little Miss Kitch, hello tossers. That's got to be directed towards me. Andy McEwen, Stephen Orn, Alan Fenwick, Winston Smith, good evening everybody. Right, that's the shite out of the way. Let's talk about the joy of ADHD. What a lot of shit. Everybody's always self-diagnosed with this shit as well. You know, PTSD, it's a known fact that 90% of the people who claim to have PTSD haven't. The New York Times ran a story on that years ago, and they were actually talking about veterans there, let alone random shitheads who just go, I've got PTSD because I watched my missus having a particularly challenging shite. That doesn't give you PTSD. Winston Smith taxis, how you doing? It's rare you make your way into here. Probably because you taxi drivers are hard-working lads, aren't you? I know that. Dogbone One, how you doing? Yeah, fucking PTSD, ADHD. Everyone's got a bastard. Everyone's got letters behind the names these days, haven't they? It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a good education and you don't have to smoke bloke. You can have letters behind your name on a fucking whim these days. Just tell people you've got ADHD, PTSD, fucking UBI. What else? Asbo. Have we still got Asbos? Don't even know if that's a thing anymore. Right. First things first. Does the audio actually work on this? You'll have to let me know. If it doesn't, fuck it, I won't do it.
My name's Penny Jarrett. I'm a business developer, youth mentor and blogger, and I have ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactive disorder. ADHD is a mental disorder which causes behavioural issues. A lot of people think that people with ADHD can't pay attention, but...
I'll tell you what I think, love. People with ADHD can't fucking speak. I mean, and again, it's a rarity when a man from Middlesbrough has the capacity to criticise someone's use of the Queen's English, but fucking think I'm mint in it. What? Penny Jarrett. How do you have a blog when you're fucking illiterate? There's a question. There's the question for the ages. PTSD caused by watching a guinea pig give birth. Yeah, you can get that. Yeah, it doesn't have... Blogger doesn't work for a living. Probably gets benefits, right? She'll get a couple of grand a month for saying she's got ADHD and not spending any time pronouncing things correctly.
But the thing is we can just pay too much attention. So paying attention to the wrong things or a lot of things at once. Sometimes I feel like I've got 8 brains and each one has like 40 tabs open. I could be talking.
It's completely just nonsensical, isn't it? Sometimes I think I got 8 brains in it and they got tabs open. Your fucking brain doesn't have tabs. Are you talking about Google Chrome or are you talking about a fucking lump of meaty mass crammed inside your cranium that's used to send messages through synapses to your nervous system? I don't know. What do you mean? It's got 40 tabs open. Christ on a bike. Again, though, they try and make it like it's a superpower, don't they? We just think too much, innit? Well, you don't think about the English fucking language very much, do you?
Walking to someone and then another tab opens and I just start thinking about something else and I give it my full attention. Like I feel like I have to give it my full attention for like 3 seconds. People with ADHD have a lot of energy. So there's a lot of fidgeting, we can't keep still, we usually have struggles following instructions, we get distracted a lot. So it means that we don't finish things and sometimes don't even start things. There are loads of good...
Have you noticed how they even collectivise fictional mental disorders that they claim to have? Because they're always the we on everything, aren't they? We do this and we do that. I guarantee I can find plenty of people with ADHD that think she is a fucking mong. Like, loads of them. Why are so many messages being held for review? Kate, I don't press anything when I'm streaming. I've told you, I'm not a woman. Multitasking is not my strong suit. So I have no idea. Maybe Susan's just taking the Michael again. I don't know. Anyway, in fact, I'm not going to watch the rest of this. She's doing my fucking head in. I've got plenty of things to talk about, and I don't want to concentrate on this, but I just want to point out that I've been saying many times in the last 12 months, I've made the point. The far left fetishise mental illness. Everybody fucking wants one. Everybody wants one. Why does everybody want a mental illness nowadays? Why? We fetishise everything. And since what's her name? Jess Phillips. Absolute lackwit that she is. Since Jess Phillips come out and said, I felt as if I was harassed for having syphilis or whatever the fuck it was she had. It's like we're fetishising STDs now as well. It's like, why does everyone want to be raddled? Some gopping bit of kit with a festering gutted and severe brain injuries. It's really fucking weird. Fetishising mental illness is ridiculous. And two-tone, yes, that's exactly what it is. As I've said many times. It's they want to be a victim. It's sexy to them. They want to have something wrong with them. And if they can't come up with a real reason to have something wrong with them, they'll fucking make one fictional. ADHD. But then they want to go, oh yeah, I'm definitely a victim when it suits me. Oh, I've got ADHD. And then when it doesn't suit them, they go, having ADHD is fucking brilliant. There's loads of good things about it. Loads of good things. It's fucking quality. Definitely not normal like you losers. In fact, I will listen to that. I want to know what's fucking good about it.
Things about ADHD too. So an ADHD brain is usually creative. There are loads of artists, comedians, singers. Yeah, there's loads of creatives. We've got great imaginations, which lead to a good sense of humour. So we're funny.
If you do say so yourself. Yeah, creative, intelligent, handsome, cock like a baby's arm, grasping a fucking tangerine. What else am I? Well, I'll just come up with it. I've got thick, lustrous hair. I'm not actually overweight. When I tense up, I look like fucking Bruce Lee if he's surprised, right? That's what I look like with my top off. Fucking hell, what else can I say? What a load of fucking shit that is. I'd love to know who gave her that fucking diagnosis. Can you imagine? So, I doubt she ever went to a medical practitioner and was told that she had ADHD. And if she did do that, I don't think he then sat off and reeled off how fucking good it was. Let me tell you, love, you're fucked in the head. You're radio rental, you darling. But I'll tell you what, you're intelligent, creative, hilarious. My sides, fucking hell. What a load of bollocks. What a load of bollocks. You're just making shit up. Willy fucking nilly as you go, and it's a twin-pronged thrust, right? You want to make out as if you're a victim, and you also want to make out as if you're fucking brilliant, right? What a load of bollocks. Mark McCoy, I'm fucking late. You're not late. You're not in the military anymore, old boy. You can come early or late. Yeah, no more 5 minutes early. Nobody wants schizophrenia. That's true, Winston. Imagine that, though. Yeah. Douglas Murray said that, didn't he? I seen him. I do have a remembering of something along those lines. Yeah, they're always the cool ones, aren't they? They want to go on a Tinder date and they want to be like, oh, I've got a high-functioning ADHD, but it's given me a great, wonderful source of personality and hilarity, and everyone thinks I'm fucking marvellous. Nobody goes on a first date and goes, I'm a narcissistic sociopath. What? Nothing. Nobody wants that. It's always the cool ones, isn't it? Oh, I've got ADHD, but it makes me funny. You know, fuck off. Go on a date and say, well, I'm a raging schizo. 1 minute you're talking to my 8-year-old persona, and the next thing I'm a 60-year-old granddad that likes wanking on public transport. It's just fucking nonsense, isn't it? It's palpable nonsense. Nobody tells you they've got proper mental illness. They're really fucked up stuff. I've got the worst schizophrenia. You imagine on your first date, you just got to lift your drink up. So tell me about yourself. I'm a fucking schizo and I flip between Fred West and fucking Peter Sutcliffe. What? Nothing. You got a bit of a tick as well. It's fucking bollocks. Why has everybody got ADHD but nobody's got off your box, raving lunatic, want to rip your face off? Yeah, it's fucking mad, isn't it? Oh, I've just got this weird tendency to just punch women in the face. I don't know where it comes from. 1 minute I'm calm and relaxed, and the next thing I roundhouse the fucking lips off. What are you talking about? You're just making it up as you go along. So anyway, I'm done with that. You've never seen a doctor. He never told you that you had ADHD. And if he did tell you had ADHD, he definitely didn't say, but by the way, love, you're a genius and you're fucking hilarious. No. And you aren't. She just said, we're funny. Heh. You're not fucking funny. I mean, objectively, I'm not saying I'm a fucking comedic genius, but she's not funny. What did she say in that 2 minutes that was funny? She just said, we're funny. Yeah, okay. Even if you say so yourself. Fucking lunatic. Mark, I used Fred West and Peter Sutcliffe because they were the two people I got told I looked like yesterday. Right, so fuck her. She's off a box. But not in any demonstrable medical practitioner's way, just a typically narcissistic, living in a fantasy land, everybody look at me, fucking self-interested, ridiculous lefty twat, like most people on the BBC website. Yeah, nothing to see here. Shall we move on? Some local news from Middlesbrough. Police officer's throat cut while making arrest in Middlesbrough. Well, I'm glad to see nothing changes back home. It's still a rum town back in the borough. Although, nice to see it hasn't changed too much because it's a local lad. Normally when you hear about knife crime in England, you do sort of deal with people from... oh God, I have to tread very carefully here. There's a certain... community well known for stabbings, right? That's just a fact. They use the term shucking. I remember reading a story probably about a decade ago when the rise in knife crime had suddenly exploded. And all the local chavvy kids in places like Manchester, Birmingham, Leeds, they said, oh yeah, it was all right until the, what term can I use? What rhymes with it? Bob Marleyan, yeah? The Bob Marleyan community came over and they just, they don't fuck about. They'll shuck you. They'll stick a knife in you. So we all had to start carrying. That is where a large amount of that came from. Again, I'm not having to go all of them. Plenty of nice people in the Bob Marleyan community. I'm not a fucking collectivist. And obviously, Aaron Gray's a local lad. But I'm just saying, it's a demonstrable fact that things like... I'll tell you a great example I can use. Fantastic example I can use that no logical, reasonable person would claim was fictional. Was there acid in the face for women in the 1960s? Was that a common occurrence, or is that something often linked to dowries and the sort of bride price and other cultures not native to the UK? Is it possibly a demonstrable fact that acid in the face wasn't part of your usual dating repertoire in 1963 in Leeds? Is that a reasonable thing to say? Like in 1963 in Leeds, you'd go, "Hey up, love, show us your fucking baps." And she'd go, "Piss off, you dirty bastard." You go, "Freddie, pass me the fucking battery acid, lad." Yeah. That didn't used to happen. That is, and it's a demonstrable fact, predominantly an imported problem from a different cultural background. It just didn't happen. I've been rejected plenty of times. I'm not from the Tinder generation. When I was a young lad, I had to dance over to the girls in a pub or a club and go, you know, usually with a bottle of some cheap shitty lager like Molson. You know, it was like 99 pence a bottle back in the borough. You know, dance over with a couple of bottles of Molson and be like, "All right, love, get your coat, you've pulled." And she'd say, "Fuck off, you've got an head like a melted welly." And so it would go. That was the way it used to go. What I never did was respond to that by finding some sulfuric acid and flinging it in a fucking face. That's not something that was very normal when I was growing up, as late as the 1990s. I don't think I'd ever heard of an acid in the face. That just wasn't a thing. So again, we can live in a fantasy land like they are in America, or we can accept the fact, despite local boys like Aaron Gray, some of this comes from abroad, right? I thought that was a nice way to discuss criminality and crime, because I didn't want to just start on the Bob Marleyans. So I had a quick go at Aaron Gray, pointed out that the white chavs have certainly got their own fucking role to play in this, and then obviously dropped a few truth bombs, and hopefully that will keep Susan from dry fisting me over a park bench somewhere in Silicon Valley. Right, what else shall I do? That segues neatly into this one, not on the BBC, but hey, I want to talk about America for a bit, because I am an American, and I've got a soft spot for the United States, because I'll tell you something, it's the last bastion of fucking hope we have. If the United States falls, we're all fucked. Freedom of speech is gone in the UK. You can get a knock on the door. Like, seriously, the coppers could technically knock on my door for being politically incorrect on Twitter, right? It can happen. It has happened. Count Dankula. There's about 10,000 instances. I can fucking go online and find you dozens of them. So, yeah, the Americans really are carrying the can for all of us. If they fall, we're fucked. Might have to go to Russia. Seems like they're, ironically, maybe because they've been victims of communism for decades, they seem to be the most fucking resistant to wokeism out of everybody else nowadays. But I want to talk about this briefly, because people are living in a fucking fantasy land across the pond, the left. And they keep talking about how bad Chicago is. That lorry lightweight, lorry light in the fucking head, lorry light as a kite. There's a good one. Any Americans listening, any American commentators, that should be her nickname from now on. Lorry light as a kite. Because she is off her fucking tits, right? This footage is absolutely shocking. Let me see if I can get it up. Come on, you piece of shit. Don't know why that's not working. Maybe I've... Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at this, right? Fuck off. Where'd that go? All right, it doesn't like it. I guess... is it a pop-up blocker, maybe? Let me take my ad blocker off. Disabled. Done. Now show me. No. Yeah, there we go. It was the ad blocker. Right, this fucker. Lorry light as a kite. Daft as a ship's cat. Right? Daft as the ship's cat, this one. Listen to her.
My next guest has been critical of Mayor Lori Lightfoot's record on crime since last summer and the riots that broke out. Joining me now, Raymond Lopez. He's a Democrat alderman of Chicago's 15th Ward.
So he's a Democrat, this guy, by the way. For those not particularly clued in with US politics, that means he's in the same fucking party as Lori Light as a kite.
Good to have you back, Mr. Lopez. Thank you for being here. I want to put up a tweet that you responded to last summer in the middle of the height of the violence from last summer, and now these numbers are even higher. The mayor said, we're not going to have people who don't know our streets, don't know our neighborhoods, and then who are engaging in clearly unconstitutional conduct, operating at will in our city. That was her response to the suggestion that perhaps some outside help from the federal government or the National Guard was needed. Now she's calling out, please help us. Our homicide rate is skyrocketing.
Right, so you don't want to listen to him. He's going to say what I'm going to say, except in a much more polite, reasonable fashion, right? The short version is, Lori fucking light bulb head. she's proper honking bit of kit her, isn't she? Lori light bulb head. When Trump said, listen, Kate, well done for thumbing up and sharing and all that bollocks. I always forget to do it. I'm not a plugger. When Trump was saying, listen, your city's fucked. We'll send the National Guard. We'll send the sheriffs. We'll send whatever you need. We'll send an FBI task force. We'll send anything you want. She went, no. You keep out of our city, Orange Man bad. You stay away from Chicago. We don't need you. Right? And then the second he left office, so she threw the people that live there, the fucking wolves, for 18 months when it was kicking off massively. And the second the orange god leaves office, then she's like, fucking hell, we need help. We need help, Uncle Joe. And he's like, wait, what? Yeah, good luck with that. You shouldn't have played fucking politics, should you? You just shouldn't. No, don't plug. I haven't got the materials for plugging. Ear defender, yeah, it's like a rolled up ear defender. I could plug an ear. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. She played politics with the lives of the people who live there. 375%. Well, fucking hell. Didn't know it was that high, but it's playing politics with the lives of your citizenry. And they did the exact same in Portland, Oregon. I went to Portland not that long ago. Like 3-4 years ago. It was fucking sound. There was loads of breweries. Got pissed all weekend. There was a brewery with an exercise bike outside of it. And for every hour you spent on it, you got a free pint. And I rang my dad and said, I'll tell you what, Pops, if you lived in fucking Portland, you'd have arms and legs like fucking Lance Armstrong. You'd be a pro athlete, because I reckon you'd sit on that fucking thing for 20 hours a day. But it's lunacy. Johnny Jeopardy, late but loyal. Well, you're all loyal. Shams, how you doing? Sorry I missed you there. It's lunacy. Fucking lunacy. And Portland was a classic example. Ted Turner was like, no, we don't care. Orange Man bad, stay away. Don't send anyone to our... We don't need police. We don't need National Guard. We don't need the feds. The second Trump's out of office, oh, we need help. So you just threw them all to the fucking wolves for a couple of years then, didn't you? It was like, fuck them. Deal with getting punched in the face when you go to work. Deal with watching a hooker have a shit up against a wheelie bin on your walk to work. Yeah, just deal with it. Fuck you. And the real thing that annoys me about this, as I've told you guys many times, quality of life issues are more important than anything else. Again, this might be a point that the right might take umbrage with, but I've often said it about the military. Republicans make a big deal of the military. I'm more of a liberal in that respect because I'm an isolationist. I think that the evidence of the last 20 years is that we've fucked places up when we've gone to them. So I'm much less hawkish than many of the Republican Party. Chicken hawks, right? The fuckers that never served in the military and then want to be Tommy 10 bollocks as soon as they're a fat old man in a suit and they're actually going to have to stab anyone in the face with a rusty bayonet. I'm an isolationist. I'm not big on the US military fucking going all around the world because we make places fucking worse. We bumble in. But like, the very idea that you can just forget about your own people and not take a kinetic action to deal with criminality and violence is laughable. It's laughable. It's how you deal with rioters. Rubber bullets and fucking tear gas. You don't ask them politely. Funny old thing, mobs don't do things when you ask them politely. Terry Pratchett's my favourite saying. An angry mob is only as intelligent as its most stupid member. Angry mobs don't like being told to disperse politely, right? They're not very reasonable. That's why they're an angry fucking mob. This isn't rocket science, is it? So, these people are fucking lunatics. I don't know what else to tell you. Again, I don't believe that I'm ideologically aligned with either of the fringes, very right-wing or very left-wing. But it's a demonstrable fact that you deal with excessive criminality with force when you have to, deterrence, custodial sentences. Might makes right. And when they're being violent, you got to deal with that shit. It's crazy. I just think it's criminal what they've done. They've basically left you, they've hung you out to dry. They've said, fuck your business, fuck your livelihood. These quality of life issues matter. Massively. That was another point I was going to make regarding my little segue about the military. Was my life any better when I was living in California because I was next to one of the biggest military bases in the country? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. The big issues are for politics. The little issues, what you talk about over the kitchen table, they matter. They make a real difference to your quality of life. What am I talking about here? I can just reel them off. What makes your life better? What makes your life better? Less traffic. Easy to find a school for the kids. Easy to get a doctor's appointment. Easy to get a dentist appointment. There's 4 big ones. The bins get emptied regularly. The streets are clean. You don't get fucking lamped by a tramp when you get on the bus. The public transport's decent. All of these things. The parks are nice. That shit is what matters to you. Everybody gets up in the weeds with politics and says like, oh yes, let's talk about geopolitics. I want to fix Palestine. It's like, fix your own shit. Jordan Peterson talks about that, doing it, clean your room. It's a similar concept what I'm talking about. Your quality of life doesn't get any better when you commit to spending $14 billion on a new aircraft carrier. These things don't make a big difference. It's the over-the-table dinner chat issues that make a difference to your life. How was school today, honey? It was all right. Did you see a homeless man shitting up against Pizza Hut today? No, I didn't. Did a tramp try and lamp you or boot you in the bollocks? Son, no, that didn't happen. Fucking guess what? Your life's better. Was there any traffic? Did you see a prosy getting fucked up against a wheelie bin? These things matter way more than geopolitics, right? Little things. And that's what they're not getting right in these fucking big Democrat cities. Oh, fix the world, man. Fix your fucking city, right? AOC, oh man, we need to talk about fucking Palestine. Fuck off. I've just seen a bloke having a shite in my front garden. Fix that. I told you guys once, didn't I? When I got on the train in LA, I really did see a homeless man's cock. I got on the train, there was a fucking old manky tramp sprawled across all the seats with his fucking cock hanging out. And I took a photo and texted it to my dad and said, "Look, father, a homeless man's penis." And my dad texted me back, "Stop fucking texting me." But that's a true story. You see cock, hot cock action, in the last places you want to see hot cock action, right? I mean, personally, I don't want to see any hot cock action. I'm just saying, if you happen to be in a gay disco and you're a practicing homosexual, you probably want to see some hot cock action. And if you're living in San Francisco and that's what you're after, that's totally fine. You do you, right? I'm a very liberal chap on those type of things. But I don't want to see hot cock action when I've got my fucking 4-year-old on my shoulders and I'm trying to take her to school on the metro and there's a fucking manky old tramp with his big, colossal fucking Chewbacca's fist of a ball sack hanging out for all and sundry to look upon. It's shit. I don't want to watch. Right? Get the little things right. These fuckwits don't do the little things. Let's fix Palestine. World peace. Heal the world. Make it a... Fuck world peace. Get the cock off the train. Fuck world peace. Get rid of the traffic. Get rid of the Bob Marleyans knifing people. Just do that. I'm sick of seeing it. Fuck me. Again, does anybody disagree? What's going to make you happier? The nebula concept. I mean, seriously, if you're in a normal town as well and you're not really seeing loads of mad crime, if you're in a village somewhere and they go, "Oh yeah, we've sorted world peace out," fucking winner. Winner. But my bins haven't been emptied for a month. Like, that shit's more important here. It's a pressing issue. The toilet doesn't flush. I haven't got any internet. They can't find a school. I can't find a dentist. My daughter's been crying for 3 days and we can't find her a doctor's appointment. Fuck me. When I was a kid, the doctor used to come to your house. Seriously, does anyone remember that? When I was a kid, the doctor used to come to your house. Seriously, and this is in Middlesbrough. I'm assuming in posh parts of the world it was even better. But when I was a kid, you used to be ill and you'd say, "Mammy, I've got a bad stomach," and the fucker would ring the doctor and he'd turn up at your house inside about 3 hours. Fucking try that now. Try that now after 30 years of globalisation. Try it now. Your fucking son or your daughter's in pain. You're a parent. You love your kids more than anything. They're suffering, they're crying, they need help. "Hello, doctor, I need help. My daughter's in agony." Fuck you. Fuck you. That's what you get now. Come to your house. Imagine if you even asked them now. Imagine if you asked them now. "Will you come to my house?" "What?" "Yeah, my daughter's ill. I'll see you in an hour, yeah? I'll pop the kettle on." "Fuck off, son. Where do you think you're going?" "Sorry, I've got 40 Bob Marleyans outside my office roasting a fucking goat." I don't know. It's madness. I say that because I read a story about someone in Middlesbrough who was given a fully furnished kitchen and it had a microwave, but when they got there, they were like roasting a fucking swan out front. I don't know. That's where that one comes from. I do a lot of riffing when I'm ranting. Anyway, doesn't happen. So, fix the little things. Democrat fucking mongs. And the big things will fix themselves, right? But phone consultations. Are you pulling my pisser? What fucking use is a phone? I've got Google. I don't need a phone consultation. I think I'd rather trust Wikipedia than one of our ridiculous woke medical students who's learning about fucking male ovaries or whatever the fuck they teach them nowadays. It's shit. It's shit. Fucking... We're going to be fucked when we're old, because, yeah, these are the woke kids are going to be our doctors. When I'm 63 and I need a doctor, it's going to be some twat who knows more about gender studies than fucking prostate cancer. I'll be like, "Oh, I need me prostate check," and they'll be like, try and jam lube their arm up and stuff it down my fucking throat. This'll help. Where you thought, it's me, lunacy. Fucking lunacy. It's all going to shit. So yeah, fix the little things, right? I'm ranting now, I'll change the subject. One last thing and then I'm fucking leaving. This one, right? Not to be cocky, but again, long-time listeners to the Angry Bootneck have seen me talk about this many times. I made a video about it. I've made more than one video about it. No racism, please. Don't worry, Shams. There will be none of that here. I just want to point at the metrics, right? Because I'm all about data. Poorer white people's let down and neglected. I think it's obvious, right? Again, you've probably heard me say it. What happened was, in the 70s, 80s, there was a lot of racism. There was. You only have to watch 80s TV shows and movies and stuff, even Only Fools and Horses. There's stuff in there that we now know is unacceptable. Because, like I keep saying, it's all about ideology. And we know now that there's tons of people from all around the world who move to the UK, fit right in, and are passionate believers in the project. The centrist, reasonable, liberal project that we've had for years. To make everybody's life better. Proud, patriotic, centrist, reasonable, hard-working Britain. Reward the working classes for grafting. Fuck the people that are chancers and charlatans and they all take the piss, right? So what happened was, we did have some racism. It was pretty bad. And then we had an overcorrection as a result of it. So we all used to say, right, you can't really say that, you can't really do that. And what's happened is, and it's fucking obvious, is we had a massive overcorrection the other way. And I've long said this about the police shootings, right? If you think that the police in Britain are more likely to shoot, beat the piss out of, swear at, and generally mistreat a criminal that's black over a criminal that's white, you are a fucking lunatic. Because now, after the last 15, 20 years, Stephen Lawrence and the like, all eyes are on them. I've made many videos criticising the American police for killing these white kids. That lad in the hotel lobby, Dylan Taylor. There's a lot of white lads who would just have their fucking heads blown off by trigger-happy American coppers, and nothing got said. Whereas George Floyd, Tamir Rice, you know all the big minority groups, all the minorities guys who got shot, because it's fucking suicide. Copper knows he is in serious shit if he gets caught doing anything that could be even remotely seen to be racist, race-based. If he's viewed to be making any decision and arriving at that conclusion because of the race of the perpetrator, he's seriously in the shit, in a way that he won't be if he beats the piss out of me. We all know it. All the black conservatives know it. All of the black centrists know it. There was an issue with it, we corrected for it, and in the last 10 years, the woke crowd, it's demonstrable. Thanks to the woke crowd, the police are terrified of beating somebody who looks like Tamir Rice or George Floyd, and they aren't terrified of beating the piss out of hairy, pasty, blue-eyed fucking Ewoks like me, right? And the numbers, the numbers. Look at these numbers. These are the most damning. That one's not so bad. 18% compared with 23%. But for university entry, 16%. 16% of white British pupils on free meals. So that's when you're poor, free meals, yeah? Compared to 59% of black African pupils. So more than half of black African pupils on free meals go to university. More than half of them. Same goes for Bangladeshi and 32% of black Caribbean. Don't know why that's the case. Maybe linked to, I know the Nigerians have a lot of strong family bond, and there's a lot about having two parents in the house or a married family. I know Southeast Asians are also more commonly doing that. Perhaps the Caribbean guys, less likely to stick around and look after the kids. I don't know what the numbers are, but they're facts. Hard data that we know is true. 16% on free meals get places compared with 59, 59, 32. It's a damning statistic. It's a damning statistic. And I don't want to get all fucking talking about coin like bloody politicians do. But it's also a fair thing to say that it's even worse than that statistic suggests. Because when you come to Britain as an immigrant, you're expected to be really poor and also possibly speak a foreign language and all of these other things. The white British pupils have got an advantage in that they're born and raised into an English environment, so you would expect them to have like better literacy and numeracy. So that is a damning statistic, and it's something we really need to focus on now. It's a damning statistic. So when people are going privilege, 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 like I keep saying, Oprah Winfrey's going to tell me I'm fucking privileged, right? I'm on piss-soaked floorboards. She's in a fucking four-poster bed. Don't tell me. Don't tell me I'm privileged. Come from fucking Middlesbrough. I had to step over the burning babies on the way to fucking school. Don't tell me I'm privileged, please. So there we go. Damning statistics. If you want to read the full article, because obviously now I'm not going to cover it in the BBC Spews on Sunday, you can do so here. Here. Where the fuck do I sign in? Oh, there we go. There it is. Read it of your own volition. It makes for a harrowing read, but we are getting stitched up. The locals don't matter. They've really done a good job of raising the recent immigrants, and as a result, they're shitting all over people who've been there for fucking generations. It's not fair. And again, the reason people like myself are trying to bring it to people's awareness in a reasonable, logical, and centrist fashion is because shit like that is what makes full-blown racist arseholes, neo-Nazis, what have you. It's shit like that. It's like I kept saying about Robinson, right? Do you think him talking in his not particularly charismatic and intellectual sounding manner, do you think that converts people to the far right? Or do you think finding out that the government burying statistics, assisting offenders and enabling the rape of 500,000 children, maybe that might be what leads people into the arms of the far right? I think I'll end on that one. Some food for thought. What do you think causes the rise of the far right? Is it a little bit of rhetoric? Or is it cold, hard statistics and blatant unfairness being perpetuated by the state? You decide, YouTube. You fucking decide. Right, I'll call it a day there. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm going to have to take a couple of days off doing this live because I'll have fuck all to talk about on the weekend, right? Can't read the BBC every night. I've got nothing for the BBC Spews. I'll just have to sit and watch fucking, I don't know, Femi or Owen Jones talk shit. So yeah, can't do it every day, folks. Apologies. Thank you to everybody who is tuning in. Thank you to Kate and my pleasant, hard-working, moderating team. Take it easy. Gute Nacht.